This Sunday, the Niagara Symphony Orchestra presents Beethoven's Ninth. It's the final performance of the 2021-2022 season. But there's more to come this summer. Music director Bradley Thachuk is with us today. Maestro.
Hi, how are you doing?
Big weekend, Beethoven's Ninth. That's a big program and a popular program to take on.
Yeah, it's one of those massive undertakings. So and it is a very popular piece of music. So it is one of those things that you don't see come around often, like maybe once every 6-10 years, because whilst we know there's very few, like if you build it, they will come in the classical music world. Beethoven 9 is on that short list. You know, Carmina Burana, Beethoven 9, Bolero.
I guess these are programs that people will come out even if they're not huge fans of classical music.
Exactly, like works that they still know, that even people, there are those few works that people go, oh, I know that. And you know, like the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, the tunes of the last movement, the Ode to Joy, are, you know, they're used in every hymnal. Every denomination has their own words set to this very famous tune. What precedes it is just an absolutely beautiful work without the choir, and then that's what most people think is going to be choir all the time if they've never been. Beethoven holds back the choir until the very last movement because it had never been done before to put a choir in a symphony. So how he builds this symphony to introduce the choir is actually the fascinating part of the journey.
You're partnering with Chorus Niagara for that choir.
Love Chorus Niagara. Robert Cooper has been a great partner in the community for a long time for the Niagara Symphony Orchestra. He's world class, Order of Canada. We in Niagara we have one of the best choir directors in North America. We're really lucky.
The performers, you have 4 singers?
Yes, we've got 4 singers. 2 of them are actually from the area.
Stephanie Trichu, and
yeah.
you know that I know Stephanie.
Yeah.
I grew up with her father. I taught Stephanie
Yeah.
and her sister as well. And it's such a marvel to see her back on the Niagara stage.
Yeah, and it's good. Stephanie and I talked about this years ago, and I said, okay, next time we do Beethoven 9, I'll have you in. And it finally came around, and then Chris Dunham also originally hails from here. So half of the quartet are Niagara locals. In fact, at one point we had another one. We had 3, but then after COVID, there was a lot of scheduling conflicts and things like that. So we, but yeah, it's part of our thing. Always try and feature as much Niagara talent as we can. Like even like when we look into next season, the pianist Jared Dunn, who hails from Niagara Falls, will be closing our season in April 2023.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You also have a summer program planned.
Yes.
And this is taking place at St. George's Pavilion.
Yes, it was quite a revelation. I guess last year somebody said, hey, can you go take a look at this place? And so I'm driving down Montrose Road, and I got my GPS on, and I'm like, where is this outdoor pavilion going to be? And you go down this driveway, and hidden in behind these houses is this absolutely beautiful campus with, and I can't emphasize more, parking. I mean, it's quite remarkable. The stage is and a lot of these outdoor venues are not great for classical music or for orchestral music. And because of the nature of the lower ceiling and the way it's set up, it just kind of naturally works. We did a concert there last year, and we were very satisfied with the results. So now we're going to go back and do 3 concerts basically one towards the end of every summer month, June, July, and August.
June 23rd with the Mozart program. Is that full orchestra? How many musicians?
It's full orchestra. It would be, if we were to do a Mozart symphony in Partridge Hall, it would be probably the same. It's a little smaller stage, so maybe like 2 less violins. But I mean, we took the space challenges because it's not the biggest stage. So that's why when you see the repertoire that we're not doing John Williams film scores because it won't fit the 80 players required to do that. But in the music of like Mozart, for example, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, they require orchestras. You know, you can do them with 60 people, but they were originally performed on orchestras size, 30 players. So that's what our target was around 30 players because that's what fits comfortably on that stage.
What are the other two programs, the July and August programs?
The July program is going to be just English string music. I think people who know me know that I'm a bit of an Anglophile. Like I do love, we live part-time in England well, I haven't been there in months, I'm too busy, but in theory, we're in England a lot, and I have a great affinity for English string music, and there's just a lot of it, so it's just a string orchestra. And that's big, lush, romantic stuff, but nothing, it's all familiar. Like the thing about English music is quite often they'll be using tunes that are kind of in our psyche. And then the final concert will be Mozart's famous 40th Symphony. One of the key things that we had to do on this stage is when we started looking through all the repertoire, things people don't realize when you're programming a season is like, oh man, we cannot get timpani. We can't fit timpani on that stage.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you go, okay, every work that has timpani off the list, and believe it or not, that just cuts down the list of works quite a bit. And then you work from there, but there is so much repertoire. I mean, for years to come, we could be in this venue doing multiple concerts and never repeat music. So
Ticket price is $30 for each of those shows. You also have a $75 package, I believe.
yes, and you caught me. I don't know what the $75 package is.
Well, I think
It would be all three.
saves you
Yeah,
money
yeah.
on all three.
Yes,
Exactly.
I trust my marketing department to make the right decisions. So that's a great deal. $25 a concert.
Fantastic
Come
deal.
on.
And this summer, the music camp is running as well. Some hopefully future young symphony musicians.
Yeah, the summer music camp has been, be it some players that hit our sub list or who eventually become members of our staff even, our administrative staff. People go on to great music careers. It's a lot of people in the region. This first hands-on experience with music comes from the summer music camp, and it's a long tradition that we have here, and glad to see that it's continuing. And it's nice to not be doing it online anymore and things like that.
And a few of the musicians from the symphony teaching at the music camp.
Oh yes, actually, quite a few musicians from this. That's always been one of the main things. I mean, and when I came here, Laura Thomas, who's our principal percussionist, she was the director of the camp, and so there's and a lot of what we still do there, the architecture was set up by her. So. One of the great things about the summer music camp is it's still very player driven. So it's education focused and player driven, which I think is important for the orchestra and it's important for the community.
Brad, this Sunday, Beethovens 9th at the First Ontario PAC and St. George's Pavilion on the 23rd for Mozart, Summer in the Pavilion. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.